Hello everyone, thank you for joining the session. My name is Joshua Lennet. I'm from the Bachelor of Science in Project and Facility Management with honors, and the subject is English for Oral Communication. Now for today, I would like to deliver a speech on e-learning versus face-to-face learning. Before I move along further with my speech for today, let's take a look at, let's think back about the year of 2020 and 2021, where there's been a rising in the number of cases of COVID-19 all around the world. Now, this pandemic of COVID-19 has impacted a lot of things, but for this topic, I would like to narrow it down to the tremendous effect that it has caused towards our educational institution, which resulted in many students being unable to attend class on a regular basis. Now, there's been a lot of effort that's being done to keep the educational institution running, which has led us to e-learning. Now, what is e-learning? E-learning is a new way of learning that has been done virtually and also in been practiced by a lot of educational institutions nowadays. So the teaching will be done virtually with the use of electronic media and technology. Just like what I'm doing with you guys right now, I'm presenting my speech virtually. So the student can get access to the online learning material at any time from any location. Now, what is face-to-face learning? So face-to-face learning, also known as traditional or conventional learning, in a face-to-face learning setting, the teachers will impart the knowledge directly to student, and they will be able to have interaction in real time between the student and student and the instructor as well. So in order to get to know more about e-learning, let's take a look at the 5 benefits of e-learning. The first one on the screen is reduce environmental impact. So when you have the e-learning, the lesson will be done virtually, so you'll be using less papers. So there will be no tree cutting for the paper, so indirectly it will protect the environment. Okay, so this e-learning as well, in the same time, it will help to reduce resource waste and also the carbon footprint. So it is safe to say that e-learning is eco-friendly. The second one is quick delivery of lesson, which means that the tutor and the student can have the lesson at home without having to travel or commute to the educational institutions in order to have the learning session. The third one is lectures are repeatable. Now this is very important because all the learning material, all the learning video are being uploaded in the system. So the student can get access to the materials and they can have it for their revision, especially when they are going to their preparation for final exam. Alright, and the fourth one is reduce cost, because e-learning can be done at anywhere, at home, at workplace, without having to have a setup of a physical classroom. So this as well will avoid the student to have to rent a place or to have to commute to the institution or to pay for the meals when they are at the institution center for learning. And only a few trainers and consultants are involved in delivering the courses and the programs. So the fifth one, online learning fits everyone. This is very suitable for those who are working like me as well. I'm a part-time student and I have a profession, so I can pursue my study by joining this online learning because I can join the session at any time that I'm convenient, and I can always access to the learning material if I miss the classes. Now that we have looked at the benefits of e-learning, let's take a look at the disadvantages of e-learning. The first one here on the screen is it will demand the self-motivation and time management. Now, since everyone is doing their study from their own comfortable place, so if they don't have a lot of motivation to focus on the study, they will not be able to perform well. And of course, for the time management, there will be like a time for you to submit your assignment, to do your quizzes, or any other learning material purposes. If you don't have a good time management, you won't be able to really excel in your study. So there will be a struggle with the online deadline as well. And also, there will be fewer external factors that push the student to focus or to excel in their study, unlike in a classroom. So the second one is the interruption. So when you are not in a dedicated building or in a dedicated location for you to have the lesson, there'll be a lot of interruption from the external factors such as your friends, your surrounding, what have you. Okay, so the third one is digital poverty. So not all students have the means to have a good equipment to access to the digital services, such as a good laptop, a good computer, a good internet connections. So this will be a drawback for them in order for them to excel in their study. Of course, the e-learning will cause social isolation because everyone is not having a human interaction with each other. Instead, they will be spending a lot of time in their own place to have the e-learning session. So this isolation and lack of interaction may cause stress and anxiety because there'll be a neglect shown in communication skills and the social interaction with each other, with the outside world. Okay, so the fifth one is limited teacher to student feedback, meaning to say that when, as a student, if I have a questions or I'm not understanding the lesson, there will be a forum section in the system which I can ask my tutor. But if the tutor are not available at that time, I might get the feedback not on the spot. So it will, like, time to time, this will be this will demotivated me because I need to understand it now. I need to I have the eager to understand the topic now, but I will not be getting a direct feedback or direct guidance from my tutor. Okay, now that we have looked the disadvantage and advantage of e-learning, let's take a look at the advantage of face-to-face learning. Now, in face-to-face learning, there'll be a real-time interaction, meaning to say that the teacher and the tutor will have the interaction based on real time. The teacher will impart the knowledge face-to-face to the student, and the student will be able to discuss face-to-face to the teacher or around the classroom, the classmate, and in a group as well. So asking questions and getting real-time replies, comment, and tasks help to develop and sustain relationship between the teachers and the student, and of course the student and the other fellow student as well. The second one is concentrate better in the classroom. Of course, if you're in a classroom with your classmate and the teacher are in front teaching you, and you'll be having a less external interruption, so you'll be able to focus better in the classroom. And the third one is minimize student opportunity gap, because everyone will be having the same resources and you don't have to have a stable internet connection or a good electronic gadget in order for you to access, in order for you to study to the lesson. So everyone is giving a fair chance. The fourth one is teachers student how to be accountable and responsible, because when you are in face-to-face learning, you have the specific time in a classroom that you have to attend, because if you don't attend the classroom, you will miss the lesson, and the lesson is not repeatable like e-learning. So you have to put extra effort if you want to understand the lesson by reaching out to your teachers if your teachers are free. So the student will have to be responsible in their time management. And the fifth one is help social skill. And of course, if you are in a classroom setting, you'll be able to socialize with the student, and this socializing gives student a sense of belonging and stability, which enhance their mental wellness. So being in a classroom will stimulate actual conversation and meaningful topic with one another. Okay, now the disadvantages of face-to-face learning. Pace of learning, meaning to say that the teacher will set the pace by learning of the majority. For example, if most of the students in the classroom are not understanding the lesson, but there are two students who can understand the lesson faster compared to the other classmate, they have to wait for the rest of the classroom to understand the lesson in order for the teacher to move to the next topic. And also, it will not flexible. It will have specific time, and for those who are part-time students like me, we will find it hard to manage our time, especially if we have commitment with our works. So it will not flexible to join the classes, and we will miss the classes as well. So the next one is cost. With cost, with face-to-face learning, we have to commute to the institution center, and we have to buy learning material, and we have to pay for the school fee, because school fee for school is much more expensive compared to e-learning, especially reputable school. So it will be a burden for the student with unstable economic background. Now, the fifth one is commuting difficulty. Because face-to-face learning, you have to be physically in a classroom, and it will be time consuming as well. So some of the lesson as well, like many students have 3 to 4 lessons a day and have at least an hour long, plus a time to walk to the classroom, or you have to bike, you have to use bus, or to drive to the institution center. So there will be a time and money consuming as well. So now I have presented to you the disadvantages and advantages of e-learning and face-to-face learning. So, in summary, the benefits and drawbacks of attending classes in person as opposed to taking classes online are depending on several different factors. These factors include the quantity of information received by each individual student as well as degree of education offered by the teacher. So whenever you want to pursue for education, it is essential to take into consideration the level of financial commitment that will be necessary as well as the degree of flexibility that are provided by each possibility. The students have lately been presented with an example of both learning type, e-learning and face-to-face learning, so be up to the student to choose which type of learning that suits them better. So that will be all from me. Thank you, and thank you for spending your time. Thank you.